Wow, is Kevin speechless and he's the fucking lead singer? Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm turning over a new leaf and giving you less of a hard time. But if you're going to light your cajon on fire, I'm sure there's a lot of people be happy about that. Hey, everybody. I am the Kevin McLaughlin, and this is the Riffs and
Rhythms podcast, and I'm Paul Robertsons. How you doing?
Paul, what's going on, man?
I know, not a whole lot, because I'm a loser. No, anyway, seriously.
I'm a loser. He's a loser, baby.
I'm Beck. That's right. I'm Beck, right? That's right. From the man. That's
you are not a loser.
Yeah, talk about back.
Get over that. Look at you. You're the rumfluencer, dude.
No, you know, actually, you know what I am, and I realized a couple episodes ago when we were talking about the brand that somebody is wearing their shirt here, but you had called me you said, what the hell is a Burr Bubbles? And yes, and Burr Bubbles was, I mixed up two products that this brand has. It's called Bourbon and Bubbles. And this was a brand that was called Good Fucking Bourbon and Good Fucking Bubbles. So let's just get right to it, brother, and let's just get right to it there. We've got back in the podcast. That's what we're talking about there. Good fucking bourbon, good fucking
Jose. Souvenir last time.
Yeah, good fucking Jose. That's what we're gonna say. Good.
Right on.
We're just going. We're just
fucking bourbon.
We're just gonna right into it, though. Yeah. So we're definitely gonna have to do a separate episode, or we're gonna have to have the guys come on from the House of Wine, Beer, and Spirits there, maybe. They can show us the whole selection of good fucking brands. So hopefully you tune in there. So yes.
I like the idea of that. Maybe that's what we could do for the 52nd annual in like the 1 year.
That could be an interesting thing here. Yes. Yeah. 52nd episode here. We have a good fucking anniversary. How about that?
Get us a big ass liquor buffet.
Yeah. And liquor buffet and whatever else she wants.
Oh, there you go. What are you drinking there?
I'm drinking some Noxx Dunn there, straight barrel. This is Florida rum there, and it is also our title sponsor for our music festival. Did you know that?
I did know that.
That's right. So this is a Florida rum, straight barrel, 86 proof. Noxx Dunn here. So we're going to...
You know it's got some flavor because it's got some color. A little bit of caramelization going on with the...
Well, it is in a barrel, though. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, again, most people don't know when you put things in a barrel, you will get a little bit of color out of the barrel extract because most of them put in a bourbon or whiskey barrel to age. But if it hasn't been aged, then if it's got color, if it's not clear rum, then you know people have been adding something on the back end.
So this is aged in a whiskey barrel.
So it's a little bit, you got some stuff that's...
Clearly it's aged in a straight barrel.
Yeah. So it's better than a straight jacket.
Hopefully.
Because that's how I'm aged. I'm aged in a straight jacket.
He was aged in a straight jacket.
That's right. So anyway, we're just hanging out here tonight. So again, thanks you for tuning in. So this is episode number 51. Can you believe that? Can we believe that we've been doing this for a year?
No, it seems like the time has gone by.
And we've talked about this before. We've gone through, and I reached out to you and I said, hey, I was in Las Vegas, and after we did the episode with Brad, and we've hung out a little bit and so forth, I called him and I said, hey, I'm thinking about this idea. I'm ready to do something different, expand from the Drums and Rums where it's more one-on-one kind of style interview, right? And do something more because I've realized that after, and we'll talk with our guest here in a little bit, is I'm missing performing. I think there's a performance aspect of this show, right? So I call him, and while I'm in Las Vegas on a family vacation, I'm like, Kevin, I have an idea. You want to do a podcast? Okay, I'll call you when I get back. And then I'm walking through the Mandalay Bay like a couple days later, and I say, hey, Rhythms and Riffs. I like that name. Kevin, we're going to do a podcast called Rhythms and Riffs.
And I said, no, we're not.
We're going to do Riffs and Rhythms. Okay, whatever. And that's how it started.
Yeah, because Riffs and Rhythms rolls off the tongue just a little better. That's the only reason.
Apparently not for me, though, apparently. I can't say it properly. So, but anyway, so, all right. So enough about us here. So who the fuck we got back on the couch here tonight here? So again, episode number 2 here with our guest here. Again, it's a little bit more looser, a little bit more gooser.
And they still got medalla.
Yeah.
That's the only reason. That was in his show rider. He said, I ain't showing up to this fucking podcast if you ain't got a fridge full of fucking medalla.
There you go. So we were talking about the possibility of reviewing some of your songs.
Yeah.
If we were going to review one song of yours, what would it be?
One song, Caminar is the title.
Okay, well, tell us all about Caminar.
Well, this was written years ago in Florida. I shared a house with Cody Rutland. He's another local musician. He had just gotten off the bus from Alabama and needed a place to stay. I had an extra room in my house, so we were in a band together. And there was this period of a lot of productivity. Like he would show up, I have a song. So the next day, okay, I have one too. And, we built a catalog, basically. With this banjo Michael we had together, we played over half our sets were original songs that we just kept coming out. So that was one of the songs from that era. And the lyrics is basically about I need to stop being a spectator to life and I need to engage. And it started when I was younger and I lived in Puerto Rico. We lived on a neighborhood that was on a hill. And there was a little playground at the top of the hill that I would sit on the swings and you could see the city down below. So I told myself I got to get off the swing and looking at things from a distance, and I got to jump in head first into life, and I got to start walking. Caminar means to walk, so it's about engaging life and not being a spectator. And that's how I felt back then. And 2018, when I had a chance to record with some really good production, I got some really good guys. Went to Raincat Studios and got that one recorded just very, very well.
Sounds great. Caminar.
That's I think again the translation, right?
Yep.
Like you just gotta go, right?
You just
gotta
gotta
do
go.
it, right?
Gotta walk.
Right. Yeah.
Yep.
So very cool.
And I like the whole idea behind it.
Yeah. Get off your ass. Engage in life.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. If you can talk all you want,
Mm-hmm.
but until you actually start doing it,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's the big part, right? Just get off the couch, get off the whatever, and just do it.
Yeah.
You know?
And I think the inspiration for it, there's this Puerto Rican band called Fiel a la Vega, and they're awesome, but they're so specific to Puerto Rico, they never got big outside of Puerto Rico. They have one song that has the line, El que tenga talento no tiene perdón si no sabe qué hacer con él. And it means if you have talent, you will have no forgiveness if you don't know what to do with it. So I took that.
Wow.
I did that to fucking heart.
Yeah, that's like the Spider-Man quote. With those who have great
comes with responsibility. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's similar to that, but it was a kick in the ass. Like, I know I got somewhat of a talent doing this, but I can't sit in the sidelines. I gotta explore it. I gotta engage it. I gotta do something with it.
You got to, yeah. I think similarly, I think about it like in the business world too, or other ones. Is like people suffer from analysis paralysis.
Yep.
You just gotta shit or get off the pot. I guess
Absolutely.
is another term, right? It just do it.
Well, I know why that I've spent hours discussing and researching this analysis paralysis thing, and the reason why people suffer from analysis paralysis is that it's more fun to be thinking that all I gotta do is learn a few more things and then I'm gonna go be great.
Then go do it.
Than to go do it and possibly fail.
Yep.
Because if you go do it and fail, then that means you failed. But here's the thing. What most people don't realize is in order to be successful, you have to fail and then realize, okay, don't do that again. Then go out and fail, and then don't do that again, and fail, and then once you've got to fail through to success.
Amen, brother.
And it's those people who are afraid to fail, who were taught that failure is bad, that have analysis paralysis. because it's more fun to think that you're gonna than to risk failure. But I'm here to tell you that failure is a necessary part of life. If you've never failed, then you've never lived. Go out there and do it wrong on purpose. And, ready, fire, aim is my philosophy. Because even if you pull out a 22 on 95 and you just shoot it and realize, oh, the thing that I was shooting at is over there. Then now you've narrowed it down. But you would never know if you hadn't put that first shot off.
This got deep.
I like the reference to the last episode. Thank you.
Am I right?
It's a callback.
That is how it works, because you just jump off the cliff and do it, and then it's not until you start doing it that you realize what about you're doing is wrong, and then you can refine it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can study parachuting your whole life, but until you jump out of a plane, you have no idea what it's like.
I agree 100%, brother.
And it's the same for anything. You can learn how to play guitar for your entire life, but until you step on stage, you have no idea what it's like.
And you got to get perspective on the stakes. If nobody's in jail, dead, or in the hospital, just make a fucking decision.
Exactly.
So
well said, by the way.
Yeah, I think a lot of people get hung up on those certain things to make the step. Am I ready? And am I this or that? And how I started all in this podcasting stuff was had this idea 4 years ago. About the same time, we were going to talk about something that we were doing 4 years ago, a little bit more, and it was like one of those. All right, I have this idea. I need to do it, and I need to start. Just go ahead and shit and get off the pot and tape the first episode here in this room with actually somebody who you actually jammed with me on, Kirk. I don't know if you remember Kirk.
On the bass?
That's right.
I
yes.
remember Kirk.
Kirk's, he's one of my ride or die kind of guys. He's, really good friends of mine, over 20 years, again, similar things. We all came up through family and, it's very similar to like you, as you mentioned in the last episode about the, you guys from Fresh Catch, you've all grown together, family and things. And, so which is cool because you all are on the same level as you're growing older and to understand each other's points. So Kirk's one of those guys, and so I had this idea for the longest time back in 2020, and I said, all right, I want to do this podcast. I want to shit or get off the pot. Again, it goes back to it and say, hey, let's do it. Let's sit down and tape this episode. I didn't know what about podcasting. I don't know about all this other stuff. I don't know microphones, all these things. I didn't know about how would I want to do the Drums and Rums episode? We sat down on the couch, and he started telling some stories, and we start talking. And again, it's a conversational kind of thing. And then it wasn't until the second episode I realized, we're not going to drink a whole bottle of rum. The second episode with Renee Rivera, right? Another Rivera, right? We've had on this couch, right? So you're the second Rivera.
There's a lot of us.
So, yes, I don't know if you know Renee. He's an Andrew Morse band.
I do not know him.
All right, but you know Andrew Morse, right?
I am aware of the band, yes.
Right. So Renee was part of the second guest episode, and we drank the whole bottle, and it was a shit show. But anyway, the thing is, you don't know, to your point, Kevin. You don't know until you do it to say what works, what doesn't work. Yep. Don't get discouraged if the first thing you do doesn't work. Keep going.
You should have seen my first time at open mic. That, like I said last episode, when I moved to Florida, I had no social network. So I called the music stores. I asked where are the open mic nights. I would put my guitar in the car. I would drive. I would see people playing. I would be blown away, and I'd get too scared. Finally, one day, I go to Osceola Street Cafe in downtown Stewart. And this guy got up, and he was absolutely awful. But he didn't give a shit. He got up there and did it. And that's what gave me the confidence to go get my guitar in the car and sign up. And that's the first open mic I played. And I got friends that were there. It was not good. But I kept coming back every week.
Right,
Eventually turned into something.
You got to follow your passion and what's in your heart, right? So do you want to out who that musician that sucked?
I don't even remember. It was
no, he does not.
Well, I'll tell you that different time. This is like I've been there like 3 times.
Right.
And the host John Lang was sick, and he got this other guy to host for him, young man named Ben Prestige.
Oh.
And that motherfucker started playing, and I just wanted to go home and burn my guitar.
Right?
Do you have a thing coming up with Ben, or is it, or
With Johnny.
John? Okay, so the other
Ben
the other-
Prestige, longtime good friend of mine.
Yeah.
This is
And
Ben before the beard.
And yeah, he's been a monster since before he was.
Yeah,
able
I
to
mean,
walk.
I've never seen anybody play like that.
Yeah, he is an absolute. And his brother John is a great entertainer, an awesome songwriter, a really good singer and guitar player.
I love that guy too. Got his album. He's got his. He drinks along like a Puerto Rican.
Yeah,
Big up,
Yes.
Johnny Depp.
there you go, Johnny Depp. Yes, I'm going to be performing along with Johnny Depp at the Tipsy Tiki at some point in the future.
Nice.
I'm very excited about that. I don't get to play in my hometown very often, so that's going to be fun.
I love living in Fort Pierce.
Yeah, and having to follow the Johnny Depp is never fun because everybody's all tuned up for something really cool.
Do you remember the Hooked on Music Festival I used to do in Fort Pierce?
I sure do.
So that's the first time I saw Johnny because it was the Prestige Brothers. I'm like, holy shit, there's another one.
Oh, fuck all this.
But by then I was in Fresh Catch. I'm feeling good. Yeah, we played right before Tom Jackson. That guy's a gentleman. He helped get shit off the stage. Prior to that, nobody had done that.
Ah,
So roughly what time frame was some of the stuff you guys played at the Salerno Seafood Music Festival, like early on?
We played the first one, I think.
What year?
This would have been 08 or 09 maybe. 2008 or 2009 when
Okay.
it was a small fisherman gathering.
Yeah. Okay.
Before it got stupid big.
Right.
Because Josh, the co-founder of Fresh Catch, Whaley Man, he grew up in Rocky Point. He's a Salerno guy through and through. So he knew all those cats when it was a small thing.
Right.
You know, so we played, I think, the first one and either every year or every other year until the last one when it was just too much for, you know, small fishing community to handle all those fucking people.
Right. That's sometimes events get too big, and the reason why I asked was I remember I think it was a seafood festival I was there and damn who the hell was some of the blues guys. I'm drawing a blank on like national acts. They had some national act come through.
Yeah, they did. Towards the last couple of years, they had some.
well, the thing that when I saw this, I knew it was going to be numbered. Is across from the dock, they started putting food vendors in everybody's front yard, and I'm like, oh, this is not going to last long. And it was maybe 3 years after that when the whole thing shut down.
Yep.
So are they still doing the festival or no?
No,
No.
Because of that, or what's the vibe?
It's just the local fishermen. It's not what they wanted. It's not how it
Yeah.
started. It wasn't the intent of it.
Right.
And I mean, it's a neighborhood. It's a residential neighborhood.
yeah.
So, yeah, like
Yeah, the
Kevin said.
Yeah, like imagine you live on a street and there's like county fair food vendors like blocking your driveway. You can't get to your house.
I don't know. Yeah, it's very similar here in Jupiter. Is like along Love Street, right? Like a lot of people live here on Love Street. They're like, once Square Grouper blew up, they're like, yeah, we're not okay with this because you have this establishment and people drinking, throwing beer bottles in your business, your bar, your yard, and but yeah, so
Well, you just sell that house to the person who wants to be a party person.
it's gonna drive me crazy to think about who the fuck I saw at this festival here in Port Salerno outside the Twisted Tuna. Well, not Twisted Tuna anymore, but right, yeah, it's
Well,
Two Georges now, but it
now-
was it was
now the-
Finn's then.
the last couple of years, like I think the last when they had it big, it was he lives in Orlando. It's Pat Travers.
that's it. Yes, yes.
Pat Travers
That's it,
played
That's it. Yes.
last year.
Well, no, I remember.
Maybe the second to last year.
Yeah, so it's probably 2017, probably 2018 kind from
2018 or 2019 must have been the end, I think.
Yeah, because the reason why I say it is I remember being here was post with Noxx Dunn with Billy, right? When I was
Okay.
Yeah, so I knew it was 2017 time frame, 2018 maybe, or time frame, so forth. But yeah, so I remember that time for Pat Travers perform. Like, well, shit, that's a
That's a national act.
yeah.
Big since the 70s.
Would you consider him a Florida band?
Absolutely.
Well, fuck Pat Travers. Come on, then would our next
Come on, Pat.
for next Noxx Dunn's Rhythms Rhythm Music Fest, we're gonna have you on the show, Pat Travers.
I've met Pat. He's awesome.
Yeah. Let's have him on. Let's have him on the couch here.
He is an amazing guitar player.
All right.
I did sound for
You
him.
did sound for it.
But it was he did just solo acoustic at the Mojo Room, and
Oh, the Mojo Room, man.
Look.
I grew up listening to Pat Travers play guitar, and he was good. But like seeing him just do down home blues on a solo acoustic guitar it was just like, whoa, this guy is fucking awesome. And then but we did sound check, and it went well, and I went backstage to make sure he was happy, and he's back there. The dude at the time, I think he was like 72, and he's doing like these karate katas to keep himself warmed up, and he's just doing this superhuman stuff. I'm like, man, I want to be like you when I grow up.
When are you starting doing karate kata then?
Because I haven't grown up.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I knew you're getting there up there, but no. So, so it's funny. It's right. So you saw Jose's eyes light
I
up.
lit up for the Mojo Room, man.
Yeah.
That was
So man, he got both his eyes lit up tonight. Medaya light and Mojo Room.
yes,
Yes.
please.
So, can you march him?
Yep, we have a Marge tonight.
There's a
Yes.
march.
There's a Marge.
Yes, right. Marge. That's what we.
Marge is the code word for the person who serves beer.
Yes. So, but yeah, going back to some of those things, I'm again looking back the last 20 years. It's great, crazy. Jose is like I said, music and the scene and things have changed. And when I moved down from Daytona to this area, and a couple of friends of mine who were in bands in Daytona who moved south, for work reasons, right? And I said to Kevin the other night when we were at Square Grouper, I'm like, this is all 90s music. I said, I have friends who were playing that 90s music in the 90s in Daytona, right? And when they moved down south, for work reasons, I said, we didn't know the scene, right? Swampgrass was a place, right? Or
Swampgrass Willies.
still open,
We
right?
blew a speaker at Swampgrass Willis one time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Then what happened?
Stop the show, get a fire extinguisher.
Oh, that is blowing a speaker like men do. Right
Yeah,
there.
there was freaking smoke coming out of the back.
That is.
Yeah, that's somebody who's playing some bass really hard or
Yeah.
guitar, right? Yeah.
You know when a guitar player sets his volume and then when the sound guy turns his back, they
Yeah.
crank it
Yeah.
back up?
Kevin knows about all these
No,
fuckers, right? He
I
knows.
do not do that because I know what it's like to get done like that. But yeah.
But yeah. So it was just interesting the change in the sound. The area here, and like you said, last episode was a lot of places for musicians to play. Make a little extra money, living, or kind of be able to do their thing. Right? Yeah. So. All right, so before we jump into a song review we have here, so do you have a MVP you want to kind of recognize? Is there somebody you want to recognize in your musical life here that you want to give a little shout out to? And it can be whoever it may be, right?
All right. So this is recent. There's this fellow named Dan Bucky, and I don't know if you guys know him. When I had my EP release party a few years back, the stuff I record has drums and it has percussion. So I need two guys doing that. And I have my drummer set, but I didn't have a percussion guy. And this guy stepped up to do the live shows. Then he disappeared, and I didn't hear shit from him for years. Recently, he came back, and the practice space where Fresh Cash had been jamming for the last 3 or 4 years, he took it over, redid it, got all new equipment. He's going to run sound for us at the Hop Life show, September 27th, Hop Life, 7th year anniversary. Dan Bucky started a sound company called Ambassador Sound. I think he had done it before, but I don't know where he went. He just kind of disappeared off the grid, but he's back. He's doing sound. He's got a rehearsal space, and he hooked us up. So, props to Dan Bucky.
There you go. Yeah, very cool. So there's a lot of those that we want to recognize in community, right? Those that are probably unsung heroes, right? Kind of things, or sometimes spouses too, right?
Oh,
our-
huge shout out to my wife, Nicole. I love you, baby. Thank you for letting me do what I do. Make sure Carmen gets to bed tonight.
Yes, we have great women in our lives that let us do what we do, right? Yeah. So
You can't be a great man if you don't have a great woman.
Salute to that, man.
all right.
A mentor of mine used to say, behind every successful man is a surprised mother-in-law.
Wow, the reaction to Jose there is kind of telling. Anyway, so all right. So what do we got? What do we got here? So we have
Okay, so I put out a shout out on Facebook asking Florida original bands to identify themselves because we're doing reviews of Florida original bands, and I got 2 messages from this band. I'm like, okay, this one's following up with themselves. And so this is a rock band out of Brevard County.
Okay.
And I like what they've got going on. So let's go ahead and I gave it a quick listen. It's a good quality production, and I wanted to go ahead and bring it to the podcast. Let's listen and see if it's the riff or the rhythm that makes this song great.
All right. So this is the band Shy Blossom,
Shy Blossom, yep.
and the song is Underneath.
So while we're listening, we can talk about what we're seeing and hearing.
Is that a girl drummer also?
Good quality production.
I was just gonna say this is very well done for a local band.
I like the vibe change. A lot of 9s in the chords. I like it.
I don't know. A little tough.
Clearly, guitar players are influenced by Queensrÿche. The chord sounds. Yeah, well-written song.
Is that a coffin?
Yep.
It is, it is. I really like the bass player's hairstyle. Great harmonies. It's well recorded.
Is that a reverse pedal?
All right.
Yeah, shut that.
Shut it off.
So we'll cut that off.
So you can tell what their influences are. She's obviously influenced by Evanescence.
Yeah,
the guitar
right.
player is clearly a huge Queensrÿche fan. And that drummer. I mean, I'm listening to
Rhythm, man. That fucking drummer, man.
I'm listening to that whole
driving it.
thing, and I'm saying rhythm.
Rhythm.
Yeah.
I'm saying rhythm.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I was waiting for a certain guitar riffy kind of thing, but
Just felt like the same two chords.
It would have gone.
but then it's
it
just
would
maybe
have taken it out of mood. You know.
You're right.
Maybe it was a style of this song.
I think it was a writing choice. This song it stayed where it needed to stay, and they wrote it well.
Yeah. So
They made the rhythm the thing, and I believe it's the rhythm that's the glue for the whole thing.
all right. So rhythm.
Rhythm, unanimous.
There you go. Boom. Three for rhythms.
That's very
I like where this is going.
Yeah,
well written.
yeah. So good job, Shy Blossom.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Shy Blossom come in sometime.
Oh yeah, for Brevard, that's not far. That's not far of
Yeah.
a show. So when we possibly, depending on how well, not possibly, when we will have a possibly.
Try that again. Man.
What he's trying to say
trying
is
to
that
be-
the initial
Yeah, I'm trying to
Riffs
be-
and Rhythms Festival is going to be an amazingly huge success because you're going to be there, and all your friends are coming.
Yes.
So with that established, what we're going to do is we're going to do another one, and the bands that have been featured on this podcast since we set the schedule will be featured in the next event.
Right. Thank you for eloquently phrasing.
Like
what
I said,
was-
luckily, even though your public speaking has come a long way, luckily it's all done in a private manner so that you could get this much out. And I'm not being sarcastic. Like, you should have seen him. Watch the first episode. This guy was frightening. Now he's actually pretty good.
Scary in different ways now.
See, folks, this is what the shit I have to put up with. But yes, thank you for noticing my stage frightness.
It's it's a thing.
Because drummers are usually
Take even the coolest person and make him almost spill a medalla.
So yes, so we have. But speaking of all that, Jose is right.
Yeah.
So you'll get a kick out of this, right? Is since Mr. McLaughlin is giving me shit about things, but as someone
As
who-
is my responsibility.
of course, that is one. Thank you, Marge or Tracy or what do you?
Tracy is our Marge tonight.
Yeah, thank you. So yes, Tracy. What is
Yeah, I could-
is Tracy's what keeps?
Will you hand these off? She likes to stay off camera.
Yes. So
And you
but
did.
yeah,
Good
speaking of like drums and a little bit of aspectives, the Drums and Rums podcast I had interviewed Tito Puente Jr.
Yep.
Right. So talk about the drum, again, back to drums, right? Again, he's giving me a hard time because drummers are sticking in the back of the stage and nobody sees them, and you don't can't talk to them, and if you're in Spinal Tap, you spontaneously explode and all weird things happen. to drummers.
Spontaneous combustion.
Right. So we had yes. So
And drummers are so important that the first AI ever invented was a drum machine.
well, that's not where I was going. But my point was,
It wasn't?
no, it wasn't. No, but but seeing like Tito's performance, he was out front. His dad was out front.
Yep.
Right. All those things. Right. And so definitely a very cool thing is we're stuck in the back. To Kevin's point, say because I don't know how to talk because I'm a drummer.
Because why would you?
I don't need to. Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Tito Sr. made a lot of faces, but he wasn't the most eloquent guy.
Okay.
You see in interviews, that's a lot of that, But Small World, again, another connection.
Yeah.
Tito Jr.'s bass player at one time, Luis Rodriguez, is in my 2018 EP. He
Really?
played bass on 3 songs. Yeah, he's a Grammy-nominated artist.
What's his name?
His name is Luis Rodriguez.
Okay.
He's a Latin bass player from New York, Puerto Rican descent. Used to live near me. He's now moved further south to Miami. He's got a few bands that he works with, but he worked with Tito Jr. Back when I met him.
Okay. So we taped that episode. One of his guys who works from records or was in the band or whatever, Gamma Ray. So we could talk afterwards, but yeah. So anyway, so it was interesting to see that the drummers out front, right? With Tito Junior, Senior, etc. Right? So it was great again for drummers. Yeah, we're usually stuck in the back of stairs, sticking at this, this guy's fucking ass right up front and shaking around. Anyway.
Well, that kind of music, it requires a lot of percussion. So you.
Yeah. What I was thinking when I saw him down in West Palm, the whole story was like when I saw him the West Palm end of last year was like, again being a gringo, it's like this was again because maybe a more percussion.
It was a rhythmic experience.
Exactly. Oh, it was. I was in awe. I'm like thinking about I'm seeing Tito Puente. I know who Tito Puente is.
Yep.
Never saw Tito Puente Senior perform, but I'm like, again, I'm not a Latin person, but this is this. I'm moving. Yeah,
can't help but move.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. So we did talk about a couple episodes ago. Was what do we call a white? No, it wasn't white boy bouncing, right? It wasn't with bouncing. Was it bouncing? Shit, it was brancing. Anyway, so I forget, folks.
And I'm the one who can't remember stuff from our episodes.
Just go back and watch past episodes. That's really what we're trying to tell you to do, okay? Okay, anyway.
I think what you're trying to say without saying it is that you were bromancing on the dance floor for Tito Jr. while he was playing right in front of you.
Dude, do you have a problem with that?
No, I'm just trying to clarify your thoughts.
All right, well, hey, okay.
No, why not? Go for it.
All right, okay. So anyway, let's jump back to we talked about last week's episode here.
Okay.
So I want to give you a little update here. We were talking about 2020.
Yep.
It was the end of 2019. Maybe, again, I'm just ready to start. You hadn't really started the podcast. I just got back from Memphis, and that was what kind of the genesis of this whole reconnecting things. And I see a message from Jose. Hey, are you looking? I can't remember what we said, how we connected. It was like, hey, I got a thing. You're looking for a drummer. You're looking to play or whatever. And as we talked in the last episode, was with Jason, right? We started playing some cover songs, Pink Floyd stuff, some heavy, whatever it may be. It was a great experience.
It was fun.
It was short amount of time. But, so I was almost for a minute in a band with Jose here, right? Where it was me, why am I drawing a blank on her name?
Carrie,
yes, thank you. So Carrie, yep, Carrie and bass.
player.
Clearly a life-changing experience.
Fuck, that was
What was her name?
It was 4 years ago, bro.
And there was a lot of beer there.
4 whole years.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of something.
No, Jason's a great lead guitarist. Sometimes when I'm doing the solo thing, he'll come up and do lead guitar with me.
Yeah, we gotta have him on the show, right, Jason Davis, because
Jason, we're calling you out. You got to come to Riffs and Rhythms.
yeah. So it's funny so when I started up the podcast here, it was when it was like a decision of, do I want to stay doing the podcast? Do I have my time with doing drums with him and still keeping it going, right? Because I think you and Carrie were weren't sure where things were going to go, but I was still trying to make it go. And then he was asking. I actually did get credit for doing a couple drum tracks. I totally forgot about that.
Really cool.
I do have drum tracks that I put down for him.
Yep.
And he had he put something out. He put a release out, and he had other drummers from all over. he's like, hey, here's my guitar tracks. Put some drums to it. So he had other people from around the world. So, but I, put some tracks from. I got my credit, I guess, if you want to call it that. But so.
Good job.
Yeah, thank you. So yeah, so that was a life. Feels like a lifetime ago now at this point, right?
And it wasn't that long ago.
No,
but yeah,
it wasn't.
Feels like it.
Exactly right. And so again, it's like you see all the drums stacked here in the corner. Like I'm itching. As Mr. Lachlan said, I guess I'm okay. I passed Kevin's test here to I'm okay drummer. So if you're looking,
I had a positive experience playing with him on stage.
so if you're looking
behind
for
the kit.
if you're looking for an okay drummer, hit me up.
Well, I'm harsh on performers. Like if unless I say there's a problem, you're great.
No, hey, look, what kind of percussion person do you have? So maybe Jose and I will do a little set here. Maybe he looking for a little percussion action. Hey, if you guys want an 80s style percussion player, I'll light my cajon on fire. You're not sure what you want to say about that? Wow, is Kevin speechless and he's the fucking lead singer? Jesus Christ.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm turning over a new
Go for
leaf
it.
and giving you less of a hard time. But if you're going to light your cajon on fire, I'm sure there's a lot of people be happy about that.
Well,
You sounded way better on kit than you do on your lap cajon.
that's right. Yeah, my lap cajon, right. Smack my box.
He smacks his box on stage.
Yes.
He's got a laptop cajon.
Haven't seen those.
Yes.
And it's called a bitch slap.
Pitch
No,
slap.
pitch slap. Sorry.
That was close.
He was close. He was close. Pitch slap, yes. So it's a cajones that are made here locally in West Palm, right?
Okay.
So it's a different style, but the company's called Pitch Slap. We may actually should have those guys on.
Maybe we should have them on.
Yes, so I can just sit back and let you have at it.
I can give a drummer a hard time like nobody's business.
Oh no, that's why we have a whole podcast.
We've got 51 episodes to prove it. Which that means our next episode is our 1 year anniversary. We have to do something special.
Yeah, that's right. So we have to think about it. So what do you guys think if you're watching this episode here? Well, again,
Yeah, we'll have
you're watching
planned
this
it. By the
episode-
time you watch this, we'll have
be already
it
done.
planned. It'll be too late. But tell us what you want us to put on there. Maybe we'll change our plans at the last minute.
so maybe we'll cut this part out and put it out there socially before. So, but all right. So you already talked about your MVP shout out there, right? So you get another Tales from the Road here. So did you? That was I don't know how you can top the last one about.
I'm not looking to top it because that was
shooting
was
guns
unique.
on 95 and vomiting. So I mean, again,
That's pretty good.
yeah.
There was one time we played a house party in Port Salerno, and the beer was flowing freely. And I woke up in the laundry room adjacent to the house that we were playing.
Wait, what?
I couldn't drive when I got done, and I guess I found the most comfortable place because the house that we were playing at, everybody left and they locked the house. So they had this little shed next door that had a washer dryer, and I managed to get in there somehow, wedged between the washer and the dryer. I found, I don't know, a sheet or a carpet or something to cover myself, and that's where I decided to go to sleep. I was as surprised as anyone the next morning. This is years before I met you, babe.
Oh, okay. That was a question. That was a question I was going to ask here. It was exactly that. It's like,
So you woke up with a washing machine hitting you in the head because it had one tennis shoe in it?
Luckily, it wasn't going, but how the hell did I end up in here?
Wow. Well, at least you were smart enough to.
I didn't drive. That's the
there
moral
we
of
go.
the
Right, the
story,
moral story.
is that I didn't drive.
Yeah, good job.
You ever had one of those stories?
Look, when I woke up next to a washing machine?
Yeah.
Probably.
Does
Is that a euphemism, a washing machine?
does she fold your clothes too?
No, that's a dishwasher.
And he's happy to be in the country.
Yes. Yeah, that's an old joke. Like,
Yeah.
I'd get a new dishwasher, but divorce is so expensive.
Downhill.
Oh, bazinga! Oh man, so that was a hell of a party then.
It was.
Is this a Fresh Catch party or
It was. Fresh Cats and a couple other bands played, and I don't know how anybody made it.
So not far from the pocket, or the pocket's a different.
Salerno
Rocky
Shores.
Point, Salerno Shores.
Okay.
Oh,
Salerno Shores, right before Rocky Point.
yeah. Well, there's probably a lot of people there.
Yeah.
Totally cool. Willing to let you pass out in their laundry room.
No complaints.
Yeah, right on.
Wearing your Salerno slippers.
The Salerno slippers. That's a quote from a Johnny Depp song. And Salerno slippers are those white
Rubber boots
that fishermen wear. And I don't know why they wear them, because it's supposed to keep your feet dry. But when the water splashes in there, it just stays in, and then your feet are wet all day. So I don't. If someone can explain to me the wisdom of Salerno slippers, I would be willing to learn.
Put it in the comments.
Please do, because I've been on ships, and water keeps splashing on you the whole time. And if your shoes are nothing but a huge water container, like, how does that keep your feet dry?
Valid point.
I don't get it. Maybe you don't want your feet to smell like fish while you're shoveling them around. I don't know. Like, there's something I don't know, because they're obviously an advantage, because people continue to use them. You can even buy white knee-high galoshes at Walmart nowadays in Florida.
And this episode is brought to you by Walmart.
Walmart's
Depot,
knee-high white galoshes collection
Yes.
by Iman.
Do you own a pair?
No, hell no.
What, you don't mow your grass?
I do, but I don't need Salerno slippers to mow my grass. I need vitamin D, so I wear flip-flops while I mow my grass. Because I have a riding mower.
Oh well, sorry. Sorry, it's not all of us have a riding mower, okay?
But see, there again, why would I wear a pair of rain boots while I'm mowing when the grass is just going to get in there and stay in?
No, well, it's not just the grass getting in there and staying. It's, again, part of the, I'm not going to mess up my sneakers, right? You know, wear your Hey Dudes out there mowing
No,
the grass?
I wear my flip-flops.
Dude, you're living dangerous.
Well, hey.
That's right. I forgot. He's Kevin McLaughlin, the Kevin McLaughlin.
If
And
you're not,
he wears his flip flops while mowing the grass.
it ain't no fun unless it could kill you. That's all I can say.
Okay, all right. Well, hey, when you show up next week, when you're like 3 toes less, I'm not going to tell you I told you so. All right.
Yes,
you should have been wearing. Yeah, you should have been wearing your white slippers.
Unfortunate. What? And you're going to find a toe and a bunch of white rubber on the ground. It's going to be way different. What? Somebody needs to tell me about this. But unfortunately, I've lived my life in close proximity to sharp objects in every connotation you can imagine. I've become comfortable sitting down next to shit that could kill you at any second.
Well, anyway, so let's segue out of here. Shit that can kill you.
Unless it's way high, then I'm not okay.
I do wear my slippers when mowing my own grass.
Oh, my. You have white Salerno slippers when you mow your grass.
I do.
You girl.
No, what do you mean talking about? So I can then take them off and then jump in the pool.
And what, you got like 400 pounds of hay in your shoe?
No. What are you talking? What am I? Stuffing grass in my boots?
It's got to go somewhere.
Jesus Christ. So,
You were segueing?
yeah, segue.
I used to own a lawn maintenance company. I never wore rain boots while I was mowing grass. What the hell are you doing?
You own a lawn maintenance
I
company?
used to own a lawn maintenance company.
How many people work for you?
5 at the peak.
I'm going to leave it right there. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. So anyway,
I'm telling you that in the professional world of mowing, we don't wear white slippers, just so you know.
all right. So maybe
Perhaps you're looking for a white prince to come and see if your lost white slipper will fit on your foot.
you call me Cinderella?
Perhaps
your
I'm missing
prince?
something, but
Yeah, I don't know.
I just totally see unless you're like doing concrete work, I can see no reason for those big old white slippers.
Anyway, so If you'd like to see Kevin McLaughlin in white slippers, come to the Riffs and Rhythms Music Festival, November 23rd.
That's way extra. I promise. That's way extra.
Yeah, so if you want to see that, pay extra for the ticket. But
That's the only time I've ever worn white slippers is when I was doing concrete work, when I was ankle deep in wet concrete.
Okay, anyway,
And you're worried like there's gonna grass get on you. Like,
he's not letting us grow, bro.
That's a valid question.
what am I missing? I'm missing something clearly.
I don't even remember now. Again, you know how this show works. So we start on a topic and then we go all in here and then we've been drinking.
And that's
do we
why
remember?
it says, if that's why there's a Star Wars reference. It says, "Stay on target."
Yeah, it's a Star Wars reference from 813 date.
This is Red Leader,
Yes.
Red 5.
Stay on
Turn
target.
on your targeting computer. Oh no, I could tell. Luke, what's the matter? I'm staying on target. Stay on target.
Yes, for sure. All right, so we're going to start wrapping up the show here. So, well, we got a crazy conversation. So, would you say that the second episode there, which you, Jose, is totally different than the first episode, right?
It is.
So, what kind of shirt are you wearing there? So, what are you representing there?
This is a good fucking bourbon.
Oh, really?
Yes.
It is. We can attest to that.
So the good fucking bourbon brand is super cool.
Yes.
I love the whole thing. We've been talking about it, but we got samples from Stolock. We got samples from
Medaya
we got samples from Angel's Envy,
and Noxx Dunn.
Noxx and Dunn, but
yeah.
I don't see no fucking good bourbon in here. Good fucking well, there's lots of good fucking good bourbon in here, but we
Well-
don't have the good fucking bourbon brand in here.
Well,
How do we fix that?
all right, so we're going to fix that by actually bringing on a couple folks that are going to help us represent the good fucking brands.
No, we've got some. We've got it. Who's it going to be? We have another guest coming up. Who's it going to be?
So we have a couple guests coming up here. Obviously, we have coming up between now and Rhythms, the Noxx and Dunn Riffs. And here he goes again. This I knew was going to happen because it happened the last episode here on the second show with our guest. Is yes, my lips are a little numb, and
It's that Noxx and Dunn, sir.
Is that Noxx and Dunn?
Noxx and Dunn's Riffs
Noxx and Numb.
Noxx and Dunn Riffs and Music Festival here.
Or maybe it makes you Noxx and Dumb.
Apparently so, yeah. But we might actually have next coming up here is actually our sponsor coming on the show to talk about music.
Someone from Noxx and Dunn, Florida Rum is going to be on the podcast.
That is at least hopefully on the schedule for episode 52. The big
Well,
whoa.
We need some brand ambassadors in here to be our bar servers.
Or what did you call those girls that were doing shots?
Brand ambassadors.
No, that's not what you called them.
Oh, we need a shot, bitch.
He said it, not me.
I'll say it. It's everybody thinks it. I'm the one who says what everybody thinks. So we're going to go ahead and as we close, we're going to promote our upcoming events.
That's right.
Of course, we have the Noxx and Dunn Riffs and Rhythms Music Festival coming up, featuring all the bands that we've been featuring over the last year. That will be on 11/23. That's November for you Americans. And we'll be having that at the Hobe Sound Farmers Market.
Mm-hmm.
Doors apparently are going to be at 1 o'clock. First band starts at 2, and we go all the way to 11 p.m.
This one goes up to 11.
I like that.
Yes, it goes to 11. And then, of course, in between here and there, we've got the sponsored by, we are the sponsors of this event here, the actual, what podcast are we on today?
Riffs and Rhythms.
The Riffs and, thank you. The Riffs and Rhythms podcast is like I do more than this. Sorry. We are sponsoring the Rising Star Concert Series in Arcadia, Florida. If you are a rising star in Florida that has released music as a Florida original artist, get with us. Perhaps we could feature you. You are getting sleepy. You're buying tickets. And we're thinking about doing a tram. or a bus from the Treasure Coast to Arcadia.
Or maybe in the back of my pickup truck.
There you go. It'll be like the Gravitron. They'll just strap you in.
Perfect.
Anybody who's still in the truck gets to live.
Yeah. You may die, but
Yeah.
that's fun. It's the fun of it.
It'll be awesome. Or perhaps we'll do something OSHA approved. You never know. So here we go. Go ahead and take a look at this and come out and join us at the Arcadia Theater. Kevin McLaughlin Band and special guest Jason Montero.
How much are tickets?
They are a mere $10.
All right, so $10 for an evening of music, so local Florida music.
Local Florida music.
Yes.
You're going to be in one of the few still operating opera houses in the United States, the most southern one, and it's a haunted opera house. You can stay overnight and take the haunted opera house tour in the morning. If you're into old crap, it is the epicenter of the best antique stores in the entire Florida area. It's Arcadia, Florida. It's super cool. You got to go.
Okay, so I think we need to do our own version of Ghost Adventures with this.
Ghost Adventures.
Yeah, you haven't seen the show on like cable TV?
Or it's like, oh, did you see something?
No, like they're walking through cameras and it's on nighttime, and because you're watching it, infrared or whatever. You and I should, again, Patreon content.
Maybe we should do that. I think we should.
Yeah.
We'll stay overnight and we'll sleep inside the haunted.
Are you good with this?
Yeah.
You need some night vision and some recording equipment.
Paul will sleep in the haunted.
Oh, wow. Thanks for.
How about this? How about if you're willing to sleep in the haunted opera house overnight, you can get 2 friends in for free.
That's what she said.
But you have to pay yourself. No, you have to pay us to get in.
So buy one, get 2 free?
Buy 1 and 2, your friends get left behind.
All right. Well, anyways, so real quickly back to our Riffs and Rhythms special. We just got some news today, regarding a photographer.
Oh, we have a photographer
who's part of the Riffs and Rhythms Music Festival. Yes.
Enunciate.
The Noxx Dunn Riffs and
The
Rhythms.
Noxx Dunn
Music
Riffs and
Festival.
Rhythms Festival has hooked up with a photographer. Who?
Yeah, some guy.
Some guy. We got some guy. Clearly, the Noxx Dunn, in conjunction with the Stolak, has rendered Paul barely capable of speech. Thank you, Stolak, and thank you, Noxx Dunn.
I like how. Thank you for picking up where it left off.
Good job. So what we're going to do is, what had happened was, somebody who is affiliated with Red Calling made a Facebook post and says, "What is your policy
hold on, wait.
on?"
Red Calling, one of our bands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of our bands who's going to be performing at the event, right? The music festival.
From where's Red Calling from?
They are out of Tampa. So again, it's not just
Hashtag Red Calling
so
from Tampa.
It's not just bands here in Treasure Coast, Palm Beach County, etc. But got a band coming from Tampa. Again, we're about Florida music, not just about Treasure Coast music or South Florida music. We are Florida based. We're Florida, live here, etc. We're talking,
And then, due to the magic of social media, we had a photographer from the 321.
Yep.
We have a 321 photographer, which is the Daytona Beach area.
Mm-hmm.
Request a chance to take some pictures, and we're going to let him.
Yeah.
So it's totally epic.
Yeah. So again, for those of you who are artists or wanting to maybe get some new promo pics or whatever, we'll connect you with the photographer. And I think Nathan. Sorry, I just talked to him today. So
he takes pictures and he has a name.
yes, both things. So that's a lot to check off the beds.
So you got to get onto the the Facebook page. Like
Yeah.
search Facebook for
Yeah.
this post we're talking about.
And possibly
You'll
he's
be sure to find it.
and he's also connected. He's also connected with the MTS Radio Internet Radio Network. So
Yes, and
So,
which is a question.
Whoa.
Like he's got the photography skills for radio, apparently.
well, who fucking cares if he makes connections, bro? I don't care if he takes a picture of your ass.
Well, no, everyone would care because that would not be fun.
Yeah, as long as you're getting paid for it.
No, nobody wants to see that. I promise.
Well, there could be some people. Trust me.
Well, maybe, but I'd rather charge for other stuff.
You only have when it says OnlyFan, it's right there.
Hey, I'm cool with that. That's the only fan I really need.
So anyway, so things are starting to come together again. If you are a vendor or you know a vendor or want to sponsor, hit us up. We have all the information here to be part of this event. I think this is going to be a really cool place. We've already had Bryce Allen and last week those guys.
Yeah. So who is Let's just go
Alright,
ahead
yeah,
and
let's go
run
rattle off
down
here. So
the star-studded cavalcade.
now that we're running overtime, but
Yeah, since we're
we
running
go.
too long, we
Fix
might
it
as
in
well do
post.
it really well. I'm gonna have to put my
the
readers on.
shh, Jesus, why don't you let me read it?
Don't tell anybody I need reading glasses. All right, so we've got a moment of violence,
Russ Miller.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Red Calling, Bryce Allen Band,
The OG.
Brad Brock,
Yeah.
the Kevin McLaughlin Band,
Who?
That guy there.
the Lefty Hathaway Band,
Oh, shit.
I'm a Ready fan.
the Jason Montero Trio, Dean Machine, and the Mike Farrow Band.
Yes.
Nice.
That is 9 solid hours of awesome music.
And if you don't get off the stage, Kevin will friggin' pummel you.
I will make you wish you did. I run a tight ship. I run a tight ship. But I will be distracted because of the fact that in between the bands, we're going to be running a live podcast.
Right. So, which we may have a MC. We're not sure yet if we're.
We
gonna
may have. We have acquired through an unreliable source. We may have a local rum legend as an MC. We have to work it out in details. Our lawyers are contacting his lawyers at this moment, and we're going to make sure it happens.
We can announce, but we're not sure if it's going to happen.
We have to speak in code because we don't know for sure.
Right.
No idea what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be that mysterious. We ran it.
Listen.
We were out
Jose,
drinking the other night. And we ran into Johnny Ringo,
Okay. So here's
who
the
runs
here-
Code Rum.
Yeah. So
He
here's
offered to
we're
embarrass
keeping-
us.
Look,
as
we're
our
keeping
MC.
we're keeping to the code.
And that means
That's this person's tagline.
we're keeping to the code.
So find out more because maybe we need to have him on as well too. That'll be an interesting.
Perhaps we should.
We should have done a podcast when we ran into it at the other night at Square Grouper.
Fix it in post.
Exactly. No, there's no fixing post. I got
You
time
can't.
for that shit.
As I mentioned, when you try to polish a turd, it just rubs it in.
All right. So anyway, so speaking of polishing turds here, so Jose, what do you want us to do? People to check out there on your show, upcoming shows, music, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
Go to Instagram, JJ Rivera Music. Give me a follow. Give me some likes. Apparently, that's what the kids need these days.
That's right.
Love and appreciate it. Thank you.
I love that fucking
Rock
shirt
on.
there.
So, when is your next show here on the Treasure Coast? Because I want to come see.
Depends when this is airing, but definitely with Fresh Catch, September 27th at Hop Life Brewing. It's their 7th anniversary. They have a party all weekend. We're playing the Friday night. And I'm kind of all over the place, doing Fraser Creek, doing Dolphin Bar, doing Pierce Cider, doing Perk Cuesta, all over the place.
All right.
Check it out on Instagram.
Well, right now it's September 10th.
Okay.
So, after September 10th, what is your next show?
All right, hold on. Let me take off my readers.
September 17th.
Oh, September 17th. Sorry.
All right, I'll be
Read the wrong week. Dang it.
Fraser Creek,
Fraser Creek is the new brewery in Stewart on
downtown
US 1.
Stewart. It's an awesome spot. I'll be there on the 28th, 7 and 10.
Oh, we got to go. What am I doing?
All right, there you go. It's like he texts me like the last minute, like, "Hey, we're in Jupiter. Come hang out with at Guanabana." I was like, "Thanks for the update. I'm in West Palm right now." So, but anyway, so yeah, so we do try. I know he's usually performing at the same time. Mostly everybody else
That's
is.
the thing. It's hard to see the other guys perform because
Yeah.
we're always busy.
Right. But I did make it out to Bryce's show, right? To Bryce and Chase's show, the Bryce Allen band, and
Yeah.
very good crowd. Again, things are bumping.
Yeah, there's a funny story about that. The night before their premiere, I had a rare, Friday night off, or super rare. And so we're wandering around, around Salerno. And we met up with a couple friends of ours, and we were standing around waiting for them because we were going to go to the next bar. And some people recognized me, and we were talking, and
Hey, you're the podcast guy.
yeah, they said, "You're the one who does all the jokes about that drummer, that poor guy." But they were talking to me, and they were like, "Yeah, Bryce Allen Band is playing next door." And I'm like, "Really?" And then we immediately discontinued waiting for our friends, and we just walked right over. And we got a chance to see their premiere set rehearsal, where they premiered all their new music. They did the rehearsal over at Two Georges.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was way
Very
cool.
cool. So they got the you got the pre before the
We got the release show rehearsal, and it was good.
very
Bryce,
cool. Very
Bryce
cool.
is the man.
Yeah.
Remember him from Box Elder
Yep.
back in the day? I got to see them, and then when Fresh Cash first went on the road, his band Beliminal took us with them, and
No kidding.
we did a little run up the East Coast. So always grateful to those guys for kind of
Yeah,
being
Bryce Allen and Fresh Cat.
being our big brothers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they'd be a good.
very
That's
cool.
a good match.
So it was interesting. Like we were talking, that episode we were very much like, again, 20 years ago, nostalgia kind of thing is like, Kevin's run into him, Bryce years ago, and all those stuff. So
Everything connects, man.
he's all right. Yeah, man. Yeah. No, I totally get it. So yeah. So guys, check out, Jose, JJ, Rivera's stuff here. We'll put in the comments here, all the links and so forth. Again, this goes way back. I can't believe it's like when somebody says you take a pause and you say, and I always blame Facebook for a lot of things, saying, wow, was that so many years ago? This is 20 years ago.
Yep.
20 years in the making.
First guy I ever jammed with, Paul, right there.
Yeah, right. So if you ever need somebody to do a little percussion stuff, hey, I'm always I'm itching to kind of get back into it, and so forth. Apparently, you got good, you got a good my
Good references.
There you go, good references.
And I'm merciless. Trust me, he knows.
So, but yeah, so Jose, thanks for coming on here.
Thanks
The
for
show.
having me, guys.
Yeah, it's definitely been a good hang here, and
Yeah, awesome. Thanks, man.
Appreciate you
Really
guys.
appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
so we got anything else here to wrap up here? Are we good? Oh,
know.
I totally forgot. Yeah, so make sure you get your tickets, and make sure you go to the link to the Riffs and Rhythms .com website there, because apparently we now have scalpers on our people.
Yeah,
try to
we have-
That's how you know you made it.
We
Yeah,
have
I know.
graduated to scalpers.
I know,
Now,
this
here's
is
the
awesome.
thing. Yeah, we
Totally forgot about this.
we had people. We what we did was we did a thing where like tickets were going to be very low price for the first day, and we got a lot of action, and people on Facebook were going, "Hey, we bought our tickets and we can't go. Just message us and we'll sell them to you." And it was a scam, and it happened to us twice within the first 24 hours. I'm like, yes.
Yes, we
Made it.
We have made it. Soon there'll be fake T-shirts.
So yeah, so we're trying to do a little engaging in some of our what we used to do in the first couple episodes of the show was called Kevin's Cattails. Fish.
You know what we need to do? We need to have like a creepy dude out in the parking lot for the festival selling like T-shirts with the decals all crooked on the front.
Dude, that'd be dude. I
need to, like, make that happen on
I
purpose.
love this idea. Bootleg.
We need to make our own bootleg mistake T-shirts and sell them.
So if you're willing to hand a parking lot, sell our shirts there, and
But it's got to be like
bigger-
super creepy. It needs to be like, Hector from Miami. Selling 8 balls and crooked T-shirts.
hey, $20.
Watches and other stereo equipment out of the van.
It's going to be November 23rd. So you need to get your loved ones something for Thanksgiving or Christmas is going to be right around the corner from Riffs and Rhythms Festival. So anyway,
Speech therapy is a good idea for Christmas as well.
maybe they might be one of the sponsors. Cummins.
What? Cumin speech therapies?
You ever heard? Anyway, shut up. All right,
What?
let's wrap this motherfucker up so we can get out of the fucking here. So, all right,
Oh, hold up.
Oh, we're wrapping it up. All right.
Wrapping it up.
yeah, wrap it up.
Love you guys.
Hoist it up
Yes.
for my name is Kevin McLaughlin, and this is the Riffs and
Rhythms Podcast. I'm Paul Robinson.
special guest, JJ Rivera. Thank you so much.